I look over his shoulder and I realize that my son is watching a film. So my son, what he likes to do now, like I said, Frankie likes to stay home and watch videos. I come downstairs one morning and he's on his phone, but the chair that he's sitting in is turned facing the window, which I thought was weird. So I called to him, Frankie, what are you doing? Nothing. So he can't hear. Frankie, he can't hear. So I walked up from behind and I realized that my son has little headphones. So I said, oh, okay. Yeah, he's not ignoring me. So I look over his shoulder and I realize that my son is watching a film. And I don't mean Frozen, but those people look cold. So now I'm standing there watching it with him. I'm not trying to bond or anything. I'm just trying to figure out the conversation I need to have. And now we're both watching professionals. So I grab his headphone and I went, hey, is that a good movie? And he freaked out. Ah! And he threw the phone. The phone came partially undone and you could hear it. Oh, it was bad for you.
Not my face, not my face, not my face.
He turned bright red and he starts walking back over. How embarrassing. How long have you been standing there? I said, long enough to know not my face. Are you gonna tell my mom? I said, Frankie, I love you way too much to do that to you. I would never tell your mom. I'm gonna tell everybody else. Hey, don't tell his mom. I said, look, I know you're not gonna stop watching stuff like this, so just do me a favor, don't do this here. You're old enough now to watch whatever you wanna watch, but as long as you live in this house, you cannot be watching stuff like that where your mom can catch you. You're not gonna stop, so just don't do it here. How do you know I'm not gonna stop? Because I haven't stopped. Matter of fact, there's a sequel to that. It's called Not My Hair. Some of you, que cochino. I know, right? I said, Frankie, if you're gonna watch stuff like that, just go in your room, lock your door. I don't wanna catch you. Okay, so let me know. Want me to text you? Never mind.
That nigga came to me a few months ago. He said, Daddy, I want an Xbox. I said, sit right here, pimpin'. Let Daddy holler at you. Now, the first thing I need you to understand is the Xbox is $199.99. Now, Daddy can do this all day, every day, no problem. But I need you to understand that it only comes with one controller. That means Daddy can't play with you, your friends can't play with you, it's just you. That means I gotta buy another controller at $34.95. Now, Daddy can do this all day, every day, no problem. But I need you to understand it only comes with 2 demo games. You're gonna be through with them motherfuckers tonight. That means I got to buy 4 or 5 other games at $45 to $55 a piece. Now, Daddy can do this all day, every day, no problem. Or I can look in the newspaper under the classified section and I can get you what's known as a Nintendo 64. Now, it's not gonna be new. So it's gonna come with like 20 games that other kids have already opened and played with to make sure it's fun. Then me and you got like $300 left over. We can go all across the country, stop in ice cream trucks, buy 6 nuggets, don't eat 6, eat 3, throw the other 3 out the window because we don't give a fuck because we got money like that. And that nigga sit right there and make a pimp decision. He just, you say 20 games? Well, we just going to get the Nintendo then, Daddy. That's my motherfucking nigga. Make a pimp decision.
Got wait for my wife to leave. And then I coached my son on my year-long project, getting even with that goddamn bully. All right, buddy, honey, come on. We're gonna practice, okay? We're just gonna pretend that I'm the bully, and I step up to you, right? No, you don't gotta be afraid. We're just pretending, okay? And I say to you, I come from a long line of civil war, blah, 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 whatever. You're gonna say to him, It doesn't matter because we were here first. We jump-started America even before Columbus, that genocidal pedophilic rapist. Buddy, I'm telling you, he's going to shut the hell out of that bully, okay, my man? All right, so we good? We good? No, Dad, no, we didn't even go over my history homework, Dad. All right, honey, all right, I'm sorry, my bad. All right, so what's the assignment? Dad, I got to do my project on heroes that I look up to. Well, dude, do it on some Latin heroes. Come on, man, come on, it's a great idea. All right, you know what, we'll talk about it later, but you got your marching orders, right? All right, so go play like a normal kid. No, man, you got this. You got to go play. Go. And I thought my son was going to crush it in class, but he goes up to present on Columbus Day in front of his class, and he's all like, I know we've got lots of Latin heroes. I'm just working on getting their names and dates right now. But I do know for certain that Columbus was a genocidal pedophilic rapist. So, of course, the bully corners my son in the boys' bathroom. He's like, shut up, your project sucks. Why don't you go back to your country, asswipe? Ow. Why don't you go back? Because we were here first, stupid. Oh, yeah? Prove it, dick face. Ow. I will. I just got nothing on the facts right now. You're damn straight you ain't got nothing because you're the kings of nothing. Come here, king of nothing. Come here, because I'm going to crown your ass. Come here. What, are you going to run? You better run home and kill yourself, you little bitch. So my poor little broken man comes home, and he's all like, Dad, you just make up all this shit, Dad. I'm never going to believe you again. And he runs into his room. So I put on my best dad hat, and I go to him and I says, buddy, honey, I'm sorry, but life is going to fuck you sometimes. It just is. And you're going to have to, I don't know, just keep changing positions until it feels good somehow. Okay, that didn't come out the way I meant it to come out. No. Honey, what I'm trying to say to you, honey, what I'm trying to say to you is I made sure you grew up better than me so you wouldn't have to experience this. But in the streets, you can't let nobody punk you, man, so you got my permission to sucker punch that bully's ass, all right? And my son opens the door and he's like, but Dad, Gandhi said that if we all took an eye for an eye, that the whole world would just be blind, Dad. Oh, but buddy, honey, Gandhi couldn't think straight because he was always hungry. You see, my son doesn't get it. He doesn't know how the real world works. But I do, hell yeah. And as my father once said, and I wrote it down because he never said anything else to me again. I was afraid I'd forget. Here, let me. Every man has to measure himself in life. And how do you measure a man's value? But when he's tested in battle. So, I was going to go to war on my son's behalf and get him real facts and real Latin war heroes. So behind his back, I get a copy of his 8th grade history textbook. And I'm looking for Latin heroes, and I'm looking for Latin contributions, and I'm looking from cover to cover, and there is nothing. Nada. Culo. Dick. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. Not one fucking sentence, not one fucking chapter, not a goddamn mention, as if we've been absent all these fucking centuries. And I gotta fess up. That shit started to get me down. That is, until I get turned on to Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States, which should be required reading for every kid in America because, this book opened up the world to me, man. Because even in the first chapter, he proves that our contributions were even bigger than what I thought. Because we also gave you tomatoes, potatoes, chocolate. Try living without that shit, man. Hammocks, canoes, chili peppers, tobacco, anesthesia, brain surgery, and people from Jersey and Long Island, fucking hockey. And it's not like the Europeans didn't give us anything. No, because they gave us typhus, cholera, malaria, measles, tuberculosis, black plague, the common cold, diphtheria, chicken pox, whooping cough, leprosy, and don't forget rats, roaches, and pigeons.